About a month ago, the Memphis-Shelby County School Board had a big celebratory vote to make Dr. Roderick Richmond the official superintendent of the district. But this week, they decided it was best to stick with the interim superintendent contract instead. It was a 7-2 vote at a special called meeting on Wednesday. Board Chair Natalie McKinney and Board Member Stephanie Love were the lone supporters of the permanent contract. Now, giving a nod here to the Daily Memphian's in-depth reporting, those voting in the majority wanted to hold off for contractual reasons, with the district's audit findings set to come out next week, and also the high possibility of a state takeover. Keeping Roderick Richmond as interim superintendent would avoid the potential for a severance payout of more than $487,000 if he were on the new full-time superintendent contract. So board members seem to be taking a better safe than sorry approach if the state's proposed oversight board does happen and Dr. Richmond was removed without cause. MSCS would be on the hook for the severance payout, potentially. So, Sam, I'll have you open it up here. Was this a good move? Can MSCS even kind of afford another payout?
MSCS has a massive budget, so yeah, I'm sure they could afford to pay $500,000. Whether that's good policy, I'm not going to say or not. But first, read Laura Testino of the Daily Memphian, my colleague. You're not understanding the story if you're not reading her reporting. And so that's what I got for you.
Okay,
That's
great.
true.
Now, Otis, big budget for sure, but there's also some other lawsuits tied up involving MSCS. So, just your thoughts here. Did the board make a good decision on this?
Well, I think they made a prudent decision to hold off on the permanency of Dr. Richmond's job status, which means that they made a mistake trumpeting him as a permanent superintendent back in February. That was a mistake to do that, especially with the imminent takeover by the state, and also the audit, which I'm told is going to disclose a lot of things that need to be corrected. So yes, I think the school board acted unwisely in February. They probably did the right thing here now.
And Luke, you work very closely with a state leader who is behind the legislation over this potential state takeover. So is this a little bit telling that they're holding off, that takeover is actually plausible and could happen?
The takeover is going to happen. I did meet with Representative White and Senator Taylor, who have both met with the auditors for some preliminary meetings and some preliminary findings. Those are expected to be released this week. It's bad. And that's, they've done a couple of interviews. I know they're going to sit down, I think, with you, Pepper, next week to go over the findings once the audit is released. But it is unprecedented. The auditors were they had not seen anything like it before. I think that's been reported from Senator Taylor and Representative White. This was the prudent decision, but I think there's going to be a lot of news next week between President Trump's visit and then that audit coming out. I think it's going to reveal a lot, and I think the school board will have a board of managers over them very soon.
Now, Dr. Richmond, or Tawana Murphy, one of the board members, took to Facebook to say that it wasn't the fact that he's not the right person for the job, it's just that, contractually. But so is that true? Is Dr. Richmond, working well in his interim role? I mean, will he be in a leadership position if the state takeover actually happens?
I think that may be up to the Board of Managers. I have heard that Dr. Richmond has been working well with the legislators, has been working well with the audit team, so that speaks well of him. I think that's good that he's working with them. But I just want to triple emphasize, the Daily Memphian's reporting on this has been absolutely fantastic, and between Laura's social media and the article she published this last week, it was very, very good. But I think that'll be a decision for the Board of Managers whether they keep Dr. Richmond.
Okay, and when we talk about severance payouts and whatnot, I feel like I would be remiss not to mention that current mayoral candidate on the Democratic side, Marie Fagans, has now filed another lawsuit. So Otis, I'll let you kind of speak on this one.
Yeah, she's filed a federal lawsuit now saying
against
MSCS. Against MSCS. Claiming gender discrimination or sex discrimination. So that means she's got two lawsuits going here at the same time that she wants to be the mayor of Shelby County. I think voters should pay close attention to that and make the decisions that they need to make based on that. But it seems to me that she's going to be tied up more in court than in the Shelby County Administration Building to me. And so I just think that the voters need to be cognizant of that.
I have one last question, and Sam, I'll ask it to you. When I spoke to school board members Sable Ote and Tamarcus Porter, they weren't they're worried about the audit, but as far as the onus of their responsibility, this audit is apparently happening, or the findings are from a period before they were in their seats. So, what does that have to say about who might be responsible, or is it on the district, is it on certain board members when those findings come out?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough to know. What I would say is, like, we're talking about a 100,000 person school district, serves that many kids. It's got thousands of employees. It's a complicated bureaucrocy. I would be surprised when we see the audit that it's pointing to one or two people. I would think it would probably, this is my guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It would be more, I think, about systemic and processes and how our bureaucracy functioned or didn't function.
I agree with that.
I ran into Sable at lunch today, and she made that exact point. She said the audit is looking at before I was a school board member, so that's kind of interesting. I think they're already starting to see the light, and they're trying to make their case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, a longtime Tennessee State Reps campaign is in trouble over a simple mistake. We'll get into it. Stay with us.